G'day gamers, I'm Monty, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through the scenarios for the OCE teams that can still qualify for the Birmingham Major in RLCS 2025. We have 4 realistic teams that are looking to make the Major, and we have 3 outside teams that basically won't be making the Major, but they technically still have a chance at this stage in time. We can jump over into the spreadsheet, which is actually made by Direct. It has all the scenarios. It has scenarios for every region, but we're looking at the OCE one specifically today. I'll link Direct's profile and I'll also link the spreadsheet in the description below if you want to check it out. If we take a look, you can see that there is AXO and below. These teams are eliminated. They had the next best points overall. AXO having 4 points, but that means they're out of contention. Prodigy only having 1 better point. Technically, still in the race. But Prodigy, they do get eliminated if they don't make the grand final and basically don't have a bunch of other stuff go their way. It's pretty much, this is the bare minimum that they have to do. They have to make the grand final. Oi Oi Power, they have to make the semi-final and hope that a bunch of other things go their way, which we could take a very quick look at for Prodigy here. Prodigy can't even clinch the Major, they can only clinch a tiebreaker. As you can see here, they clinch a tiebreaker with regional win, and Scrims do not qualify for the main event, and Chiefs finish 7th to 8th or worse, and TSM finish 7th to 8th or worse. That is not happening. Scrims will not be missing out on the main event. Chiefs and TSM, you'd expect to at least make semi-finals, as they have done so both so far in the Open 1 and 2. Prodigy, extremely low chance they make this. There's absolutely no way they make it, pretty much. Power and Oi Oi are in very similar circumstances. As you can see, they are on the same points. Oi Oi, though, getting 5 and 5 points out of the first regionals, the first 2 regionals, and Power with a good result in round 1, not so good result in round 2. So they are both on 10 points, which means that they still have a chance in this one. They clinch the Major with a regional win and 3 or more. So 3 of these things at minimum have to happen. Wildcard finish 9th to 12th or worse. Scrims finish 7th to 8th or worse. Chiefs finish 3rd to 4th or worse. TSM finish 3rd to 4th or worse. So realistically, Chiefs, TSM finishing 3rd to 4th, possible. That's what we've seen from them so far. Each one have made a grand final, but so far, Chiefs did lose in the semi-final in the previous event, and TSM finished in the semi-final in the first event. Scrims finished 7th to 8th or worse. That's probably not going to happen. Let's be real here. They just won the last event. That's not going to happen. Wildcard finished 9th to 12th. That's not going to happen either. The only thing here that I could reasonably see happening is Chiefs and TSM finishing 3rd. Or 4th, and that's basically it. They do clinch a tiebreaker if they finish 2nd, and Scrims do not qualify for the main event, and Chiefs and TSM finish 7th to 8th or worse, and Oi Oi do not win. Oi Oi not winning, realistic. TSM, Chiefs, 7th to 8th, unrealistic. Scrims not qualifying for main event, extremely unrealistic. So if they qualify, if they place anywhere below 3rd or 4th, they are out. It's basically the same with Oi Oi, just flipped the other way, whereas in the case that Power need Oi Oi not to win, Oi Oi need Power not to win. So the exact same situation here for Power and Oi Oi that I just explained. Now, moving on to the teams that actually do realistically have a chance in for the Major coming up. TSM, Chiefs, these are the 2 lowest points teams. They are both on 17 points. There's a lot of stuff we can take a look at here. We'll take a look at the TSM stuff, but this basically is TSM or Chiefs. You just flip where it says Chiefs do not win to TSM do not win for the Chiefs. So, TSM Chiefs, they will both clinch a Major if they win the regional, which before Open 2, we're probably going maybe not super realistic, because, I mean, Wildcard, they've been dominant, but TSM did go to Game 7 with Scrims. Scrims did go to Game 7 with Wildcard and won. So these teams, they are taking games off each other. So potential for TSM or Chiefs to win the regional in the Open 3. Now, moving on to the other situations where they do not win. They clinch the Major with 2nd, and 2 or more of these happen. Wildcard finished 7th to 8th or worse. That's not going to happen. But we look at the 2 more realistic things here for TSM and Chiefs. They are hoping that Scrims finish 5th to 6th or worse, or Chiefs or TSM do not win. At this case, we're looking at Wildcard basically securing their spot. they realistically should finish above 7th to 8th, and that means that they probably should be in a good position here. So I'm also looking at TSM, Scrims, and Chiefs fighting each other in this circumstance. But obviously, wildcards still are not confirmed, so other situations could sort of arise where they do not make it. TSM and the Chiefs also clinched the major with 3rd or 4th, and 4 or more of these happen. Wildcard finished 13th to 16th. That's not going to happen. So realistically, we're looking at Scrims to finish 7th to 8th or worse, Chiefs or TSM to finish 5th or 6th or worse. Oi Oi and Power do not win. Those two, realistic. Scrims, Chiefs, finishing in those positions, not so realistic. Anything below that, it's not that needed to look at, except we can take a look at TSM and Chiefs will clinch a tiebreaker if they finish 7th to 8th, and Scrims do not qualify for the main event, and Chiefs or TSM finish 7th and 8th or worse, and Oi Oi and Power don't win. Not going to happen again. Scrims not qualifying for the main event, that's not going to happen. Basically, TSM and Chiefs are still within a fighting chance as long as they don't get eliminated with a finish of 9th to 12th. That's the 3rd and 4th teams at the moment. Moving on to the winners of the last event, Skrimzworld. They did just win their event. They did have a not great Open 1, and I say not great. They performed to their expectations, or at least to everyone else's expectations of Scrims or I Love Strawberry at the time. They did place 5th to 6th, which got them 5 points. Then they won the last regional, which puts them on 20. As you can see on the right-hand side, they do clinch the major with a 2nd or better, which is pretty straightforward. They make the grand final, they clinch the major. Simple as that. Moving on to the rest of the stuff here, you can't actually see a little bit of what is said, but it's fine. I'll read it out to you. My face is in the way on me. They clinch the major with a finish of 3rd to 4th, and 2 or more happen. Wildcard finish 7th to 8th. That's not going to happen. Chiefs and TSM finish 3rd to 4th or worse. So, that is, I guess, somewhat realistic that Chiefs and TSM finish 3rd to 4th or worse. But we're also going, Wildcard will be playing one of those teams. Scrims will be playing one of those teams in the semi-final if both are not going to be making 3rd to 4th. In which case, Scrims, they'll place 2nd or better anyway. So it's kind of irrelevant. Those circumstances, it's really unlikely because, I mean, you can't have Chiefs, TSM, and Scrims all place 3rd to 4th. That's not going to happen. So, when you need that in terms of finishing 3rd to 4th for Scrims and 2 of more, you can't have Chiefs and TSM finish 3rd to 4th and Scrims finish 3rd to 4th. And there's no way that Wildcard realistically will be going out 7th to 8th or worse. Moving a little bit further down, which is, I guess, the final realistic expectation in my mind for where Scrims will finish, is they will clinch the major with a finish of 5th and 6th, and 4 or more happen. Wildcard finish 9th to 12th or worse. Chiefs, TSM, 3rd to 4th or worse. Oi Oi do not win. Power do not win. So in this circumstance, we're looking at basically Skrimzworld going out 5th to 6th like they did in the first regional, and 4 or more happening, which again, we can rule out Wildcard finishing 9th to 12th, which means TSM and Chiefs making a semi-final and not making it further, which means that in this case, Scrims would be relying on expectedly probably a Power or an Oi Oi to get the job done over TSM, over the Chiefs. Wildcard will be doing the opposite, I guess, in this case, this scenario, and they'll be hoping that whoever wins, and they'll be hoping that Oi Oi or Power do not go on to win the event. That's basically it for Skrimzworld. Everything else below that point is unrealistic. I don't see a world where they finish 7th to 8th, to be honest. They realistically shouldn't be finishing 7th to 8th after that performance we saw from them. Last but not least, of course, they are still first place on the standings as things stand. Wildcard, they do clinch a major with a finish of 2nd or better, which, I mean, so far, they made a grand final and they made a semi-final. So, you know, we know that they're capable. We know these 3 players, Banana Head, Fever, Torsos, we know they are capable of making grand finals. We know that they probably should make grand finals, and we know that they had a little hiccup and Scrims played really, really well in the last semi-final. in which case Scrims go through to the grand final, Wildcard don't, but they do clinch with a second or better. So in Regional 3, if they perform anywhere like they did in Regional 1, they should be good. They really were untouchable in Regional 1. In Regional 2, things changed a little bit. So they do clinch the major with a 3rd to 4th finish, so semi-finals, and 2 or more happen. Scrims finish, and 2 or more happen. Scrims finish 3rd to 4th or worse. Chiefs do not win. TSM do not win. Realistically, my expectation with this is if Wildcard are not making the grand final, Chiefs, TSM, or Scrims will be making the grand final. So realistically, Chiefs, TSM, one of those two probably will win unless Scrims is there. But Scrims, in this circumstance, they need to finish 3rd to 4th or worse. But realistically, they need 2 or more to happen. So Wildcard are looking at basically Chiefs to not win, TSM not to win. And I guess for them, they'll be hoping that Scrims win the grand final and beat Chiefs or beat TSM in a grand final in the case that Wildcard do go out in the semi-final. Everything else below that point, again, I think is pretty unrealistic. Wildcard didn't have the best of performances last event, but I don't see a world where they don't make a semi-final. Oi Oi, Power, they are some incredible rosters, and they have been fun to watch. Aside from maybe Power's last event, I thought Power had a really good Regional 1. I don't see a world where Oi Oi or Power get the upset over Wildcard, and so I'm not that concerned over it in this circumstance. But we can have a look. In the case they do finish 5th to 6th, they need 2 or more to happen. Scrims to finish 5th or 6th or worse. Chiefs and TSM to finish 3rd or 4th or worse. Again, without Wildcard making a grand final, without Scrims making a run, you're looking at Chiefs or TSM to finish 3rd to 4th, 3rd to 4th. If Wildcard's not there to knock them out of contention, Chiefs or TSM will probably make grand final against Scrims. In that case, they need 2 or more to happen. Scrims to finish 5th to 6th. Chiefs to finish 3rd or 4th. TSM to finish 3rd to 4th or worse. Realistically, with 2 or more of those happening, they need at least 2 to happen. Chiefs, TSM, Scrims. If Wildcard's not there, I'm going to bet on one of those teams winning the grand final. So I don't see that happening. Anyway, further below that, I don't think it's that important to really look at. But that is basically a quick little look at the circumstances ahead of us for the Open 3. Open 3 for OCE is kicking off this weekend. This video is being recorded and hopefully edited and hopefully posted on Friday, which is the day that I'm recording it. If it is, then tomorrow we've got double elim. Make sure to check out some team streams for that. Liquipedia is a great place to keep up to date with that. There's also, if you're not already in the RLCS OCE Discord, join there. You see the approved streams in there as well. And that means you can go and have a look at whoever's potentially live, what teams are there, what teams are streaming, what you could be interested in. Other than that, the Swiss stage is on Sunday. That's where those teams we looked at today will be playing. They probably won't be really seeing anything happen with the clinching scenarios, but at the same time, if any of those 4 teams do not make it past the Swiss stage, they're out of contention. That's not going to happen, but make sure to tune into the streams. Skrimzworld will be on the Skrimzworld channel, Wildcard will be on the Wildcard channel, Chiefs will be on the Max Formal or Formal Casting channel, and the TSM stream will be on my Twitch over on Money OCE. So you've got those 4 teams covered for the Swiss stage. You'll also have them covered for the GSL next week, next Friday. Same time, same place, 5 p.m. AEDT. All the same team streams will be going on then as well. Those teams will play in the GSL stage. And after that, Fortress Global for the playoffs on Saturday and Sunday next week. This is the most impressive, the most interesting, the most exciting OCE has looked in a long time. You really don't want to miss it. Keep up to date with everything. If you did like the content today, please make sure to like and subscribe. Trying to get to 200 subscribers. Obviously, not a massive milestone, but still trying to ramp up the YouTube content a little bit. Been pretty active with posting the YouTube stuff. Trying to keep everyone up to date in terms of OCE-related content. So, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.